Episode 56, Returning to Optimal Condition. Little Treasure behaves well. Ningxi lowered her body, turned the handle, and suddenly accelerated. In the steepest turn, narrowly skirting the edge of the cliff, she overtook Akka. I fucking swear. This lunatic really doesn't care about life. Akka cursed under his breath in frustration. The final result was without suspense. No matter how skilled you were, you couldn't compete with someone who didn't care about their life. At the finish line, Xiang happily rushed into Ningxi's arms with the trophy and prize money, puckering her red lips to give a kiss. Ningxi was not coy, smiling as she leaned in for the kiss. However, at the moment when Xiang kissed her, she subtly moved her position. So, Xiang's kiss didn't land on her lips but instead made a smacking sound on her cheek. Blushing, Xiang stomped her foot in dissatisfaction. Brother Xia, you're mean. Akka, who was watching his goddess kiss someone else, eyes turning red with anger, threw his helmet. Damn it, how can you kiss that face? Ignoring him, Xiang hooked Ningxi's arm and coquettishly said, Brother Xia, we have an event tomorrow night. Do you want to come and play with us? No, you guys have fun. Ningxi politely declined. Xiang looked disappointed but then asked a question she had always been curious about. Brother Xia, I feel you're so mysterious. What are you busy with every day? What kind of work do you do? Secret. Ningxi revealed a mysterious and wicked smile, then waved her hand and turned away. Watching that graceful figure, Xiang behind her had a face full of infatuation. So handsome. This was the first man who wasn't moved by her charms. She must win him over. In the early morning, back at the hotel, Ningxi practically collapsed onto the bed. Although she had only slept for a little over 3 hours, her overall condition was much better than the previous days. Today, there were still intense fight scenes and a large night scene to shoot. Ningxi performed perfectly from start to finish, without any mistakes. When they finished, Director Guiqixing was very satisfied. Well done, Ningxi. Your condition today is much better than the past 2 days. If you keep this up, we'll definitely meet our schedule. Ningxi sighed in relief, I'll do my best. Back at the hotel, Jiong circled around her like a dog, observing her from several angles. Ningxi gave him an irritated punch. Are you crazy? I'm almost dizzy from you circling around like that. Have you turned into a golden retriever? Jiong squinted. Ning Xiao, honestly confess, what did you do last night? Why are you suddenly so full of energy today? I slept. What else could I do? Nonsense. I rang your room bell after 1 in the morning, and you weren't in your room at all. Damn it. Why are you ringing my doorbell in the middle of the night? Don't change the subject. I'm asking you, Ningxi, did you do something illegal and immoral last night? It seems a bit illegal and immoral. If I get caught, I might end up in jail. Ningxi never mentioned what happened that night. Jiong could only worry in silence. He stayed near her for 2 nights, making sure she didn't stay out all night again before finally relaxing. In the next 2 days, Ningxi's condition remained stable. It had been 3 days since she had a showdown with Lu Tingxiao. In these 3 days, Lu Tingxiao did not contact her, and she deliberately ignored all his messages, focusing all her energy on work. However, occasionally, she would inexplicably think of a night. Lu Tingxiao suddenly hugged her from behind and said, Ningxi, I miss you a lot. It feels like it's been a very, very long time since I saw you. The old residence of the Lu family. In the evening, under the sunset glow, Little Treasure sat motionless in front of the easel, his tiny figure looking particularly lonely and pitiful. Little Treasure. Come over for dinner. Grandma made your favorite squirrel mandarin fish. Little Treasure. Little Treasure? Madame Lu called for about 5 or 6 times before Little Treasure finally reacted. The little guy meticulously cleaned up the easel. After gazing in the direction he had been looking at all afternoon for a few more moments, he obediently went inside. The dining table was filled with a variety of dishes, both Chinese and Western. Little Treasure, eat more. These are all your favorites. Yes, eat more. Here, Grandpa will help you with the dishes. Little Treasure gave the table of food a glance, picked up his chopsticks, grabbed a piece of food that was close, and then lowered his head to start eating without needing anyone to coax him. Seeing Little Treasure being so well behaved, the 2 old folks sighed in relief. Grandpa Lu glanced at his wife and said, I knew nothing bad would happen. That night, Little Treasure ate a lot as usual, even more than usual, appearing to have a good appetite. The next 3 days passed smoothly without any incidents. Grandpa Lu was very pleased, and Madame Lu finally completely relaxed. However, on this particular evening, a panicked cry suddenly came from Little Treasure's room. "Sir, Madam, something's wrong with young master. Hurry, come and see. What are you yelling about? What happened?" The two rushed over quickly. Then, in the room, they saw Little Treasure bending over, vomiting everything he had eaten for dinner, including continuously regurgitating stomach acid. Madame Lu hurriedly patted his back gently. "Ah, Little Treasure. What's happening? Why are you suddenly vomiting so much?" Grandpa Lu tried to stay calm. "Children occasionally vomit. It's okay, maybe he just had indigestion. Don't overreact." However, as soon as he finished speaking, Little Treasure's body went limp, and he passed out. "Little Treasure!" Madame Lu screamed. This time, even Grandpa Lu couldn't remain calm. He shouted at the servants, "What are you standing there for? Go and fetch a doctor." For a moment, the entire old residence was in chaos. Madame Lu held Little Treasure, who had lost all color in his face, and anxiously complained to Lu Chongshan, "It's all your fault for saying he's fine. Look now. You insisted on tormenting our grandson. Are you only satisfied when something happens to Little Treasure? See what happened with that woman? She could make our Little Treasure happy. I'm even willing to let her into our family even if she begs on the streets." "What are you saying? How can you say such things? What's wrong with what I said? Am I wrong? I only care about our precious grandson. Little Treasure was fine before. He had recovered. But now, he's become like this again. My heart is breaking. What's the point of worrying now? He's lost his life, what future does he have?" At this point, Madame Lu seemed to think of something and hurriedly instructed the maid, "Xiaorong, go get me the drawing paper from young master's room." "Yes, madam. I'll go right away." The maid quickly brought back the drawings Little Treasure had done in the afternoon. The two old folks carefully examined them. They only saw that Little Treasure's drawing was completely blank, with no images at all. However, upon closer inspection, they found a line of small pencil-written words on the canvas. "Aunt Xiaoxi. Little Treasure is good. Why don't you want Little Treasure?" As soon as Madame Lu finished reading, tears streamed down her face. "Little Treasure isn't fine at all. He's forcing himself to behave. Clearly, he can't eat, but he forces himself to eat obediently. Clearly, he wants to be as naughty as before, but he forces himself to be obedient, because he promised someone to be obedient." At night, the lights were on in the Lu Group's office building. Since 3 days ago, the entire Lu Group had entered a level 1 alert mode. Winter was about to arrive early. In the vice president's office. I get it. I know you feel wronged, but who told you to make mistakes in the first place? My brother was in a good mood a while ago, and you relaxed with him. Now, look at the mess you're in. Now, the only way is for you guys not to get caught by my brother. That way, he won't come after you, right? I know you're afraid of him. Damn it, am I not afraid too? I'll just send myself to jail. Damn it, now the most dangerous person is me, okay? You still have the nerve to cry to me. Lu Jingli was dealing with the nth wave of complaints and grievances from the employees. His private phone rang. It was a call from a more troublesome person. "Mom, what's going on again? I promise that woman hasn't come to find my brother, and my brother hasn't gone to find her. If you don't believe me, ask anyone in the company. My brother has been working 24/7 these past few days, not taking a single break." Madame Lu, on the other end of the phone, urgently interrupted him. "Jingli, quickly make your brother come back. Something happened to Little Treasure." Lu Jingli's expression changed instantly. "What did you say? You told me on the phone earlier that Little Treasure was fine, nothing happened at all, and we didn't need to worry. How did something happen as soon as I turned around? What exactly happened? Little Treasure isn't feeling well, and his condition isn't good. Quickly, make your brother come back. Hurry." Watching the call being disconnected, Lu Jingli, with a dead fish expression, collapsed onto his desk. Ah, the days without a sister-in-law's protection are like weeds. From now on, no one would be there to seek help. It seemed that he had to roll in himself. He really didn't want to go on a suicide mission. Lu Jingli cautiously approached the door of the CEO's office. Taking a deep breath, just as he was about to knock, suddenly a group of people rushed over. The next second, his arms were already filled with various documents and plans. Lu Jingli roared, damn it. You bunch of little rabbits. Just wait for me. Damn it. In this day and age, people's hearts are not ancient. They were all waiting for him. Second young master, please. You're our only hope. Yes, second young master, we have no choice. Only you going in might ensure that you come out alive. Please help us. Don't give me empty flattery. All of you, get out, get out, get out. Lu Jingli kicked everyone out unceremoniously, then knocked on the office door. Without waiting for him to knock, everyone had run off in an instant. Come in, came the dark and hoarse voice from inside the office. Bro, these? Lu Jingli didn't even finish his sentence. As soon as he entered, he almost choked. He had to retreat several steps to recover. Damn, was this the scene of Hitler's gas massacre? How many cigarettes had he smoked? The curtains weren't drawn, and the windows weren't open. Wasn't he afraid of suffocating himself? Lu Jingli placed the documents on the table and hurriedly went to pull open the curtains and open the windows for ventilation. He saw Lu Tingxiao leaning back in his chair, his expression hidden in the shadows, and the cigarette between his fingers had almost burned down to his fingertips. On the side table, there were still the lunch and dinner that the secretary had brought, untouched. When Lu Jingli put the documents down, he sneakily glanced over. In the corner of his eye, he noticed a stack of documents near Lu Tingxiao, densely packed with information about the Jiong family. Lu Jingli was suddenly shocked. Oh my god. Was his brother planning something against the Jiong family? Was he really disowning them? Although there was no blood relationship between the Jiong family and them, there was still the relationship with Jiong Mai's mother. The two elders cared a lot about this woman of the past. However, after careful consideration, Lu Jingli felt that something was off. Considering his brother's personality, if he really wanted to do something to the Jiong family and Jiong Mai, he would have acted long ago. It couldn't be possible that 3 whole days had passed without any movement. What exactly was going on? Do you need something? Suddenly, the air filled with a chilling voice. Lu Jingli shivered and quickly spoke, yes, yes. Just now, Mom and Dad called, saying that little treasure isn't feeling well. They asked you to come back quickly. Lu Tingxiao pinched out the cigarette between his fingertips and lit another one. Prepare the car. Alright. Lu Jingli slipped out quickly, feeling extremely relieved. Thank goodness his brother hadn't gone so far as to disown his own son. At the Lu family's old mansion, Madame Lu was anxiously pacing outside the door. As soon as she saw Lu Tingxiao, she straightened up like a backbone. Tingxiao, you're finally back. Quickly, go and check on little treasure. Lu Chongshan, on the other hand, wore a displeased expression. You finally decide to come back. Little treasure is sick, and your phone was unreachable. We couldn't contact you at all. Do you even deserve to be little treasure's father? Lu Tingxiao's pale and almost sickly face showed no emotion. His tone was calm and steady as he said, you found women for me to take care of those matters. Lu Chongshan widened his eyes. You brat. Are you speaking like a human being? Little treasure is your biological son. You don't take care of him yourself, and you expect strangers to do it? Lu Jingli coughed lightly, unable to resist muttering, Dad, could you make some sense? Clearly, it was you who insisted on finding strangers to take care of little treasure. My brother did find a reliable girl to take care of him, but you didn't trust my brother's judgment. Now, my brother agrees to let you choose on your own, and you're still not satisfied. What exactly do you want? You? Lu Chongshan was left speechless. In the end, his face changed, and he said, you cunning brat, you almost led me astray. Clearly, he couldn't catch that woman himself, and now he's blaming me. Busted. Lu Jingli rubbed his nose, then quickly changed the subject. But, are you suggesting that, as long as my brother can catch her, you won't object? Lu Chongshan snorted. Don't play tricks with me. Go and see little treasure. What happened to little treasure? Where does it hurt? Lu Jingli asked. Madame Lu wiped away her tears. It seems that the girl has been teaching him to obediently listen to us all the time. So, he has been well behaved these days, eating and resting normally with no abnormalities. Just a short while after having dinner today, little treasure suddenly vomited everything he ate and fainted. Madame Lu took out a piece of drawing paper, and tears fell even more heavily. Later, I saw the words on little treasure's drawing, and I realized he was not okay at all. He's been enduring it all this time. Lu Jingli took the drawing paper and glanced at it. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds passed, and then he burst into tears. Damn. My little treasure is so pitiful. A child without a mother is like a weed. That's right. My heart aches for him. Mother and son hugged each other and cried. Lu Chongshan looked at his eldest son, who seemed like a statue carved from ice, and then at his wife and younger son, who were crying in each other's arms. He felt distressed. Stop crying, both of you. What are you doing? Little treasure is fine. The doctor said it's just indigestion caused by emotional stress. Madame Lu became anxious. How can you say it's nothing? If little treasure, who already has autism, develops depression, what should we do? How can it be so serious? How can a child develop depression? At this moment, the door to little treasure's room opened, and Qin Mufeng walked out, clearing his throat. Mr. Lu, from a medical perspective, children can indeed develop depression, and based on little treasure's condition, there are some signs. Listen. You believe the doctor's words, right? Lu Chongshan said with a grave expression. Lu Jingli, having fewer reservations, retorted, Dad, little treasure is just introverted, not mentally challenged. What you're suggesting is excessive. You brat, come here. I'll beat you to death. Lu Chongshan, who had been choked several times, was so angry that he was about to chase Lu Jingli. Lu Tingxiao lifted his hand to stop him. Lu Jingli was moved almost to tears. Ah. His brother was actually protecting him. Are you two deliberately trying to make me angry and die? Lu Chongshan complained, feeling a headache. Enough, enough. Why are you arguing so loudly? Don't scare little treasure. Tingxiao, go in and see him, try to comfort him. In the room, little treasure was indeed as well behaved as Madame Lu described. When Lu Tingxiao entered, the little guy was holding a cup, taking his medicine and drinking water by himself. How could Lu Tingxiao be someone who could console others? His expression remained cold, and he mechanically said, everyone has their own life and choices. Excessive entanglements will only be a burden. You should learn to let go. His expression and tone seemed to say, condolences. Little treasure's expression was blank, as if he hadn't understood what his father meant. After a while, his big eyes filled with sadness. Madame Lu became anxious. I asked you to comfort him, not to tell him some big principles. What's the use of having this wooden block back? It's making little treasure even sadder. Jingli, come and try. What? I'm coming. Lu Jingli scratched his head and walked over, saying softly, little treasure, how about Uncle Jingli singing a song for you? Huluawa, 1 vine and 7 flowers, wind and rain can't harm it, la la la. The next moment, little treasure's originally vacant eyes quickly became moist, and tears rolled down. Madame Lu's heart shattered. She angrily went over to pound Lu Jingli's back. You idiot. What kind of song did you sing to make little treasure cry? I rely on. Is it my fault? It's such a cheerful song. He used to love hearing it from his Auntie Xia. Well, it seems I shouldn't have sung this one. Lu Jingli muttered.